please hit that like and subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much. Welcome to another useful video. It's time for another smartwatch battle, and today we have the KOSPET HOPE 4G going against the LEMFO LEMX. Let's see how they stack up, and let's see who's the final winner. On the specifications front, we can see that the KOSPET HOPE 4G packs a big punch because it's got 32 gigs of storage and 3 gigs of RAM, along with the MTK6739 processor, detachable straps, a 1.39-inch AMOLED display, and IP67 water and dust resistance. Now the LEMFO LEMX, that has a 1 gig of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, the same MTK6739 processor, over 2-inch size screen, detachable straps, and IP67 water certification as well. When it comes to style, you have to think of these watches in different terms. The KOSPET HOPE is much smaller and offers a more compact body and strap, whereas the LEMFO LEMX has a huge round screen, but the one caveat on the screen is that it has a flat tire, and I feel like that takes away from the usage of the smartwatch. However, they both look smart and they feel good in your hand, and when you wear them, it feels like you have a premium product on. Now on the right side of the smartwatch, the LEMFO LEMX has the camera and the microphone, and the KOSPET HOPE 4G has the power button, the camera, and the back button on the bottom. And on the left side of the watch, the LEMFO LEMX has the red multifunction button and the speaker grill, and the KOSPET HOPE is just smooth. On the back of the watches, they both have their heart rate monitors, their nano SIM cover slots, their magnetic pin charging ports, and areas where you can remove their silicone straps and swap them for any other type of strap that you might want to use. Neither one of these smartwatches supports Bluetooth calling through your cellular phone, so they do each have a 4G LTE connection via a nano SIM card, and both of them have very good cellular reception inside and outside of the home, as well as good 4G LTE speed of around 3 megabits inside of the home, which is very respectable and doesn't make you really feel like you're missing the speed of Wi-Fi. Both the KOSPET and the LEMFO use Android 7.1.1, so the menu systems for both of the smartwatches are very similar, meaning that they're both easy to use and probably very familiar to you if you know anything about Android smartwatches that have Android 7.1.1. The exception being that the LEMFO LEMX has a option style to have the menu in like an Apple Watch format, which does work for the watch because it has a really big round watch face, so that you can navigate the menu pretty easily using that type of setting if you so choose to. However, the menu system for both of these watches is easy to use and gets a thumbs up. When it comes to sound, both of these smartwatches get loud enough. However, in my opinion, the KOSPET HOPE does get a little bit louder, and the speaker overall is more clear. Here's a sound clip. As you can tell from the dB reading, the LEMX does get pretty loud as well. However, not as loud, and the speaker doesn't sound as great. Having heard the sound quality, how does the camera and video quality compare? Well, that's a good question. Both of these smartwatches are supposed to have an 8 megapixel camera, whereas the KOSPET HOPE has a 5 megapixel camera that's extrapolated to 8 megapixels, and the LEMX is just supposed to have an 8 megapixel camera. And in my opinion, after a software update that the KOSPET HOPE has received, The picture quality is just so much better than the LEMX. It has much more vibrant pictures, a little bit of a better dynamic range. The colors don't seem so washed out. Images seem to be more sharp and clear, and they're just this different type of excitement when you look at the pictures. So overall, I would say that the KOSPET HOPE definitely has a better camera. However, we haven't seen the video or microphone quality yet, and there's two clips that are going to be coming up. The first one is the KOSPET, and the second one is the LEMFO. This is the test of the KOSPET HOPE. This is the test of the KOSPET HOPE. This is the test of the KOSPET HOPE. This is a video test of the LEMFO LEMX. This is a video test of the LEMFO LEMX. The displays on these smartwatches have such different colors, it's unbelievable. The AMOLED screen on the KOSPET HOPE 4G is a 1.39 inch with a 400 by 400 resolution, and the screen on the LEMX is a 2.03 inch screen with a 640 by 590 resolution, but it just does not look anywhere near as nice as the KOSPET HOPE 4G screen. The nice thing about having a SIM card in these smartwatches is the ability to take and make phone calls, and here's two samples of the KOSPET and the LEMFO.
Thank you for calling Simple Mobile.
Para español, marca 2.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. To re-up your service, say 1. To add a line to your
1.
account, say. To buy a service plan using a credit or debit card, press 1. If you already have a service plan card, press 2.
1.
Okay, let's pay your account. Thank you for calling Simple Mobile.
Para español, marca 2.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. To re-up your service, say 1.
1.
To add a line. To buy a service plan using a credit or debit card, press 1.
1.
If all. Okay, let's pay your account.
Neither one of these watches has a headphone jack, so let's see how they sound with Bluetooth headphones.
Para español, marca 2.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. To re-up your service, say 1.
1.
To re-up your service, press or say 1.
1.
To add a line. To buy a service plan using a credit or debit card, press 1.
1.
If you already have... Okay, let's pay your account.
How's battery life with these smartwatches? That's a pretty good question, and the answer is that they're both pretty much smack dab the same. While the LEMFO LEMX has a larger size battery at around 900 milliamp hours, it doesn't give you more screen on time because the screen takes so much more power. So in general, you can get pretty much a full day use if you're a light user, but you do have to charge it midway if you're a really heavy user. I also did do another test where I just let the phones, or the smartwatches rather, just use their regular standby amount of battery that they use so I could measure how long they could last in standby when you're not using the smartwatches heavily. And it turns out you can almost get 5 days worth of standby time on both of these smartwatches. So if you know that you're not going to be using them but you need them later, if you put it in the standby time, you can get a lot of standby out of them, which is a nice thing to see. And this last video here is the LEMX standby time. I literally let it just sit there for almost 4+ days, and it still had 7% battery left, and I still had 8 hours left, and that was 4 days ago. So you can see that the standby battery time is pretty legit, but if you're a heavy user, you do have to charge them once or twice a day. And for those of you guys that like data, here is some CPU benchmarks. First the KOSPET HOPE, followed by the LEMX. These are the Antutu benchmark, followed by the CPU Prime benchmark. Now some of these videos might be in like a 6x or 10x speed, so if you try to do it on your watch, it may take longer, but I'm just going to let the music go and you can take a look and see the scores that these smartwatches get with the CPU Prime and the Antutu. They're both pretty much the same because they are running the same MTK6739 processor. As for the final verdict, which of these smartwatches is the better buy? In my opinion, it's the KOSPET HOPE 4G due to its better screen, more RAM and memory, better speaker, lighter weight, and better camera. However, if you're looking for a big screen smartwatch, the LEMX is the way to go. Thanks for watching.